Good morning, guys. I've been debating about how I'm going to make this video, but I decided I need to make this video. Yes! So first I'll give you a quick summary of what happened, and I'll go into a little bit more detail later. So we got our Brushmaster Woodchipper in January of this year, and our first, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 uses, went really smoothly. It was amazing. Then the third time we used it happened. So long story short, if you only want to watch 5 seconds of our video, the Woodchipper caught on fire. Well, we were just using our Brushmaster for the 3rd or 4th time. I started up the engine and smoke started coming from where the pulley was. I looked in there and one of the pulleys was red hot, like literally red. So I went in there, turned off everything, turned off the gas, turned off the power, the power, and then fire started shooting up from where the pulley was right at the gas tank. So I just had to run inside. Luckily we had a bucket of water next to our toilet in there in case we ran out of power, so I already had water accessible, and I threw it on there to put out the fire so we didn't have the gas tank explode, because the fire was literally shooting up right at the gas tank in there. So now that has cooled off, you can see where the flames were shooting up through here right at the gas tank. I should have grabbed a fire extinguisher, but in the heat of the moment, pun intended, I ran and got a bucket of water because it's the first thing I could think of, and did not want this thing exploding and catching our woods on fire or something. So I'm going to take this panel off that covers the belt and see what kind of damage is in there. If it's salvageable, I mean, either way I'm going to be contacting Brushmaster to let them know what happened. But so I just got the panel off here, and looks like the pulley is still semi-functional. Obviously it melted and it frayed on this side. I still don't know what caused it. This is still hot though. I still feel heat radiating off with this. I'm still not 100% sure what caused the fire. Obviously the belt was seized up in some way, shape, or form. I inspected the Woodchipper. I couldn't find anything that was blocking anything from spinning inside the Woodchipper itself. But somehow the belt was being stopped or something, or the clutch wasn't turning properly. I couldn't see anything within the belt itself that was caught. Obviously this cover is over there, so I don't know if a wood chip got in there or what. But something was causing that clutch to seize. The clutch kept on spinning here and got so hot that it caught the belt on fire. And then the belt started burning right underneath the gas tank. So shortly after that, I contacted the company that makes the Brushmaster and told them what happened. So I first reached out to him, explaining what happened, and basically was just asking him to see if they could send me a new clutch, because based off of my diagnosis myself, I could not figure out what caused the seize of the belt, besides maybe something mechanical within the clutch. This being said, I had not started the Brushmaster again since that happened because I was afraid it was going to catch fire again. So I didn't know if it was actually the clutch or the belt. They contacted me and said that the only way they could send me a new part is if I take it into a service center, and the nearest service center around here was about 2 hours away. So as you might know from the first video I posted on this chipper itself is pretty dang heavy. It's not something Deanna or I could easily get back into the truck and take it to the service center. We could probably pull it off, but they would only cover the charges of taking it all the way there if something was in fact wrong. Either way, I was guessing I was probably going to be out of money. This is a brand new $1,500 chipper. We didn't buy the cheap one. We bought the more expensive one because we figured we'd be using it a lot around the property. So I was getting a little upset, and I pushed past the initial guy. I had to ask him about 5, I can't remember how many times it was, via email. I wasn't wanting to talk to anyone at this point. I was getting a little ticked off. But I asked him many times if I could speak to his manager. So his manager eventually calls me, and let's just say it's not the best customer service experience I've ever dealt with. It kind of reminds me of dealing with Comcast back when I had Comcast years ago. You know how Comcast, was it plugged in, or did you try to do a power reset? They kind of started off with that approach, just assuming the user was a complete dumbass. So that got me ticked off even more. I'm not one that usually shows my anger too much, but this was really starting to get to me, how they were treating me in the situation where their product caught on fire and they're acting like it's no big deal. So basically they didn't believe me. They thought somehow it was the user error, which maybe it could have been user error. You still don't treat your customer like that. So basically the manager kept on referring to it as being user error, or I had to take it into the service center to get it diagnosed, which I can understand from their point. I'm sure other people can try to rip them off saying, my chipper is wrong, just send me a new one, and hey, they have 2 chippers, that sort of deal. I don't know. But I was just trying to get a new clutch because the other one was caught on fire, so I was afraid to use that same clutch again. I mean, it's just mechanical, but still, it's a brand new product. I wanted replacement parts from something catching on fire. They did not want to send it to me. So I got ticked at the manager, and I said I just wanted to return it. They wouldn't allow me to return it, and I bought it from Home Depot, and it was just past the 30-day window, I think, of the return policy, so I was not able to return it. So I still had the wood chipper. I didn't really feel like having a $1,500 paperweight, and I definitely don't feel safe selling this to somebody else that it might catch on fire with them. So we decided to go ahead and keep the wood chipper, even though I do not recommend this product anymore. I might recommend other people that make the exact same product, but I don't recommend dealing with this company, just the way they treated me. So yeah, I was looking online at a bunch of other wood chippers, and it seems like a lot of them have this exact same design where the belt is placed right underneath the gas tank. So if you bought this chipper or any other chipper, maybe you've never had any issues and you never had anything clogged in there. But if you do, for one, make sure you have a source, either a fire extinguisher or water, they'll be able to put out a fire in case it does happen. Second, what I'm thinking about doing, I still don't know how I'm going to do it, is putting some sort of heat shield right underneath the gas tank. So if the fire does happen here, at least has a buffer zone before it gets to the gas tank, you know what I mean? So whatever metal is sitting up at an angle here catches the brunt of the fire rather than the freaking gas tank. I don't know how thick a metal this is, and it might take a while for the fire to sit underneath the gas tank for this metal to get hot enough to actually cause a problem. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't sound very safe in order to have a fire right underneath your gas tank. And if I do buy this product, I would try to find something with the gas tank at least more offset than sitting right above where the clutch would get stuck and light the belt on fire. It just seems like a bad engineering design to me. Now that I know this can happen, and so I know I'm not the only person that has had this issue either. After Googling the issue and watching other YouTube reviews, within those YouTube reviews of this product and other similar products, in the comment section, people are talking about the belt catching on fire. So I know it's a common issue. If you look up the company's review at their actual headquarters, they have horrible reviews on their customer service. So it's an issue that they're not willing to resolve or not looking into enough. And maybe I am blowing it out of proportion. I don't know. I don't know how long it would take for a gas tank like that to explode or something dangerous to happen. But obviously a fire on gas is usually not a good thing. I like the belt driven aspect of it because that saves the engine. But if the belt isn't located in a safe location, then I don't see how that's, like, why would you try to save the engine if you could end up blowing up the whole chipper as an alternative? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So after that little public service announcement, I'm gonna go ahead and start using this chipper again and hoping it doesn't explode.